I just had to start my tape, so I ain't want to lose it. All right, so it says, verse 8, and he said, take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and the time draweth near, go you not therefore after them. All right, so going to that, you got a lot of false leaders and things, different doctrines and camps. Like we're going into this. Hey, the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. That's actually what it is. The mark of the beast is the RFID chip, which I'm gonna get onto that because it has to do with the coronavirus that you asking me about. Some of these camps saying, hey, that's not it, but I'm gonna show you the difference, right?
No, I believe according to the scriptures what I studied that that's it too.
Right, but I'm gonna show you now how the coronavirus is leading us there right now.
For sure. I think that the spirit can show us just as much too as even the scriptures a lot of times by just discerning things with practicality and simplicity. Because you look the way things are going right now, and it's like they're annoying. They're putting everybody into a really high tension, a high stressful, agitated and aggravated, frustrated state, to where it's going to be easy for people to say, you know what, I don't want to worry about the mask right now. Let's just go and get that thing. That way we can go in and out and do our business as quick as we can. Whenever it's not worth it anymore, we can't get into the hospitals, we can't get into the supermarkets. I think like this is what I see going on, and I see everybody getting frustrated with the mask and the change and everything, and the times, early times, things are closing, and they're frustrating us into. They know it's an evil genius plan what they're doing.
Now let me read to you one of the scriptures I was reading right when you walked up, all right? Just to play into what you're saying, all right, for edification's sake, because I was out here for like 2 hours, I'm still rolling, but
yeah.
Just because what's going on, what I was preaching, it's all coming to pass, it's happening right now, right? So, this is Matthew 13, verse, start at verse 13. Therefore, I speak unto them in parables, because they see and see not, and hear and they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Elias, who saith, by hearing you shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing you shall see and shall not perceive. And
that was in Isaiah, in the book of Isaiah, where
right.
he prophesied.
Right, exactly. That's where it says Elias. That's Isaiah.
That's who Elias is.
Right. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing.
It was just a translation from the Greek.
Right.
Right.
It says, and their eyes were closed, at least at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand, and their hearts should be converted, and should I heal them.
Right.
So now listen to this. Verse 16, it says, blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear, and have not heard them. So, going into those things, and you saying like, yo, I can see how these things are going into those things, but there's a lot of people that's blind. I was literally just reading that when you came up about these things and these false doctrines. You heard about the Nick Cannon thing that's going on right now?
Oh yeah.
And so how he getting fired for exposing his truth about what's going on because of this vibration that was going out. Yeah. My lesson basically today was going into how the Lord came back and gave us this new
They're
song.
going to get him back though. They're going to offer him even more money this time, and they're going to get him right back, bro.
We was going into that, the false prophets, but at the end all be all, there's nothing you can do against the truth before the truth. The more y'all trying to blackball and do on and so on.
It's already out. The story's out. Everybody heard it. They can't unhear this now.
And not only that, they see
the Most High's work was done through Nick Cannon.
Right, and not only that, they see the fact that the persecution is coming upon them like that. They're like, well, why? How come they don't persecute other folks that's talking madness about whatever? The consciousness movement. Oh, we from Egypt.
Yeah.
They don't have nobody doing them like that. You know what I'm saying? From going to Egypt, right? So now let's go back to your coronavirus scenario, right? This is Luke 21, and verse 9. But when you shall hear wars and commotions, be not terrified. It says, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. So when we read the same thing in Matthew 24, it's talking about the beginning of sorrows. It's the same thing as Matthew 24 says, right? You know about Matthew 24? About times at the end you're going to hear wars and rumors of wars, kingdoms.
Right? Know that the desolation is not.
Right.
And flee to
right.
There,
so you know that.
Jerusalem compassed with armies.
Now that was talking about back in 70 AD,
right,
when the Romans came in. But nevertheless, that same scripture that you're talking about there is what I'm reading here, but in the book of Luke. They choose a couple different words.
He told them, he was warning them to get out of there. He let them know ahead of time.
Just like in these times, the Lord sent out his prophets to warn our people, hey, to get right, come back to the law and commandments, you know, so you can be delivered. Because this here place is about to go up in flames, and hey, you gotta have a name and so on and so forth. Hey, you gotta come back to these, you know, the scriptures, man. All right, so reading on. This is Luke 21 and verse 10. And then he said to them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence. Right? So not just the coronavirus, we have a lot more things going on, right? Now with the coronavirus, you know, there is something that's going on around there, whatever. There is some kind of something going on. But as far as these huge major numbers,
it's flu season.
Right.
They can attribute all these things to so-called this virus.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Now what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that there ain't no some kind of virus out here. Now with these huge numbers and everything else like that, you know, they have something they call the Hegelian dialectic, right? Problem, reaction, solution. They have the solution already. We want to push out this RFID chip. How do we create this? They have a thing called order out of chaos. We create chaos to bring in order. Right? So this is the situation that we're coming into, the great commotions.
To make it seem like they're needed, or else we would just not know how to survive and exist.
Right. This is the whole point of having a government. A government is to keep you in fear of an external force, so you'll always go to them for your protection. Right? This is why the scriptures say, woe to them that put their trust in Egypt. Meaning, don't put their trust here in America. What America gonna do? What they say on the news say, put the mask on. I see people stand right here, just look at the cars, man. You'll see some people riding around the car by themselves with a mask on and gloves on in the car. But they so shook, they don't know how to think on their own. And to discern certain things, they just
by the way, I just had the mask on when I came up because I didn't know if it was recording that way. And I really don't want to put myself out on YouTube.
You fine? Hey, we do the same thing. We don't want people to come and take pictures. So, hey, out of respect, I ain't got you on camera. You know, most time, unless you want to be on camera, we'll, you know, or if there's some, if you came up in the wrong type of spirit trying to rah-rah, whatever, whatnot, for my own safety, then I would have had you on camera for my safety. You know, it's, hey, I didn't attack this guy came up and this is what happened. But other than when people come up, we don't, you know how I feel, people come up with us on camera, we don't know what we're going to do with the video or whatever, whatnot. And the only reason I asked you to speak up, because you're in the right spirit, and the things I was teaching on, this is just confirming all of that. Boom. My lesson today was going into, you know, the false leaders, the same stuff, Nick Cannon, and how people want to jump on bandwagons and listen to these folks and those folks. They don't want to come out here and listen to us. How many people going to be watching that Nick Cannon situation when they should be out here flooded out here? We've been saying the same thing for so many years, and he just so happened to make one video and then it's take off. People want to start listening to him like he a guru. So that
you should go down in my bad spot. You should go down there something a little bit more.
we used to be down there. We used to be right there in front of Sushi
Traffic
Inc.
is going
But we used to be right in front of Sushi Inc. But people used to come up and try to, we was out here for like a couple years, bro. And then people used to come out and try to like, if you all, it's a bunch of bars and stuff, so people getting drunk. They're not in the right spirit. We don't want to be out there for the sincere. You see how peaceful you can come over here and get the word, right? It ain't a bunch of drunks coming up and talking a bunch of shit, so on and so forth. So we moved from being out in the middle.
Well, the spirit will move you and tell you what days you to do that and what days not to. So
like I
it's
said,
for a reason that you're here today and not over there.
Right now,
maybe another day the spirit's going to put you over there.
Right.
And that's why we don't have no.
We started out down there, and then we came over here. And then we moved up to Tampa.
I believe that.
And I'm just so happy to be down here this week. You know what I'm saying, by myself, just random.
Hey, my life is confirmation of I know that the spirit of the Most High is real and it's worked through me. And I'm thankful that He's been merciful on me a lot of times because I don't deserve all the blessings that He's given me.
That's the spirit you're supposed to be in. That's Micah chapter 5, Micah 7 and 9, 7
I
and 10.
don't even feel worthy of it, a lot of times. It's like, yeah, bro. I'm just, I be thankful every day, man. I just wake up, I thank the Most High, and I plan on trying to do better and better and keep on and getting back to being out here like you and gathering.
Hey, that's what glory crying, a broken and a contrite heart. Not a proud heart. Oh, I know I fucked up. I ain't went off. I ain't know no better. Like, yo, I fucked up. Book of Micah chapter 7 verse 10 say, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against Him.
I got myself caught up down here. I left from up north. I came down here in a relationship with somebody that needless to say didn't work out. And I ended up down here getting kind of caught up back in old ways, certain old ways.
Backslider, basically.
Then I backslid, and it got me into some trouble. I went to jail. And then since I went through that,
hey, Brother King.
Since I went through that time, some reason, the Most High has been merciful on me and put me back on my feet to get right again. And that's what I've been doing. I've been working down to, honestly, I want to get up out of Florida. Where I stay at is a couple counties over at Polk County.
Okay.
Up there. And that's just where I ended up at after the situation. So,
What city's out there by you?
but I was basically up in the Pennsylvania area.
No, I'm saying down here.
Huh?
Where you live at now? What city you live in now?
Oh, and I'm in Lakeland.
Okay, yeah, some of our brothers live in Lakeland. Travel out.
I think I might have seen brothers out there even walking into the Walgreens with the fringes on.
But no, that ain't us. We don't walk around out of public.
I've seen, well, I think I seen some of the IUIC brothers out there, the purple ones.
Yeah.
And I only seen them in Orlando. That's why I was staying there first in Orlando, and I ended up out in Lakeland. And now I'm trying to move out of here and working on getting back up north.
Yeah, but we everywhere, in every place.
Really, I'm working on just traveling, getting me a camper, a travel camper, and I want it, and I feel like my next walk is to just travel and not be tied down to the system anywhere.
Well, long story short, you're gonna be somewhat tired. I still gotta pay taxes, still gotta go to work,
Hey,
so on and so
no,
forth.
you don't.
Well, wait.
No, you don't.
Lord said, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. You don't physically have to leave. Prime example, right?
I feel like that's my walk, though. That's what I got to do now.
Well, let me show you how. Let me show you how to do it, though. So we came into this truth. We had to arise and depart out of our rest. This is not our rest. We had to arise and depart, mentally, spiritually. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes physically away from certain people, right? Like if me and you as friends, you just stay right there and I stay right here. I can physically remove myself from you while not physically moving, but I don't mess with you no more, right? But we still neighbors, right? But and there's other things like watching sports all day. I'm just hardcore in sports. Nothing wrong with sports, but let's say that person is hardcore in sports. Hardcore going to the bar, going to the club, right? Now the COVID lockdowns, you see what I'm saying? All that closed down and people bugging the fuck out, right? The scripture, that's why that's the fulfillment of that scripture, arise ye and depart. See, we hadn't already taken ourselves away from the world, hanging out with worldly friends and doing all this other little stuff. So when the shutdowns came, we could be cool sitting here reading the Bible no matter where we at. We can sit here and listen to brothers from any state. We just tap in online, read the scripture wherever we at. We free, but we still in captivity. But we free, but we still in captivity. You see what I'm saying? So the scriptures talk about the curses. The curses are going to cleave unto you and follow you wherever you go. You can't necessarily escape the curses, right? So now there may be a scenario where you
No, that's a good point, though. You can't escape the curses, right? And I'm not necessarily looking at it like I'm trying to escape. Well, I'm not looking at it at all like I'm trying to escape anything. I just feel like that's my walk to like what I need to find my own peace right now and to be in the right mind state so that if the Most High needs me to do any work, then I'm in the right mind state to do that.
You're not gonna really necessarily get any peace besides knowing the truth of the scriptures, because like also when you pick up this here plow, right? Let me give you a scripture real quick.
But what about some of the prophets that the Most High put the Spirit on and they traveled?
There was some that traveled.
And wasn't that most of them after he sent them out there?
Yep.
Was just their journey to go travel.
That's what the
where
apostle
the Spirit took them, right?
Right, that's what the apostle means. Right? So real quick.
Hey, listen, I don't mean to cut you off.
You gotta go?
But yeah, I gotta be headed back.
All right. So
let
let me give you one more thing though. Right? Matthew 24, I want to say verse 14 says, and this gospel shall be preached to the four corners of the earth, and then the end shall come. Right? So this gospel now is being preached to the four corners of the earth, and now you see the process come to pass, the Lord's bringing out that judgment, right? But we didn't physically go to all these different countries, states, whatever, right, to spread the word. The Lord, and I can bring it out for you, and it's very important for this, right? How the Lord, just give me like 2 seconds, bro. So this is Psalms. This is Psalms 19. We'll start at the top. It says, the heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament shows his handiworks. So the firmament, right? It says the heavens declare the Lord's glory. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. So what's in the firmament? The skies, satellites, right? It says, day unto day utter a speech, night unto night show of knowledge. You got brothers, we were just speaking about GMS. There's other camps too. Some of them are preaching the word, but I'm gonna just speak for GMS because that's who we with, right? So, day unto day, night unto night utter a speech. 24 hours a day, we upload videos. Throughout the week, we don't just come on the weekends. Throughout the week, we put out videos. Those videos go throughout the whole four corners of the earth. I got a YouTube app, creator app, that shows where my videos go. I got people that watch Saudi Arabia, Israel, China, all over the place, different places I've never been, never spoke to, don't know that language. They have people that translate those words. There's GMS brothers out there in the UK, London, and stuff like that. We never been over there. There's people out there in Africa that's picking up and talking about the name of the Lord now. It's all over the whole globe. This gospel being preached through the internet. Let me continue this song because this is what it's talking about. Through the YouTube, this is what it's truth went forward. This is how we're traveling from city to city. We go forward.
How old are you?
I'm 32. I'll be 33 at the end of the year. So it says Psalms 19:2. Day unto day utter a speech, and night unto night show of knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard, because people translate our videos, they even put it in sign language, and they'll repost our videos up. So if a person in China, because we scattered in the four corners of the earth, one of our brothers over there will hear it, translate it into their language, and repost it. Right. It says there, verse 4, their line is going out throughout all the earth, and their words to the end of the world, and him have he set the tabernacle of the sun. So the line is going out throughout the earth, like you about to get online, or your phone is offline, or America Online.
And everything's going to shut down. Then people don't think
that's the famine of the word. There's going to be a famine of the word, and you're going to be looking for the prophets. But the prophets right now are on YouTube, for the most part, pushing out their word. This gospel going to four corners of the earth.
I'm 39 years old. The time that the Most High woke me up at was before even YouTube and all that.
Right,
so
right.
I was actually out in the world, and the Spirit led me to some brothers that I ended up starting to build with for years and years after, and fellowshipping with.
Yeah, pretty much all those top camps, like GMS, the head apostle there, been on for 30 years, right? I think this went back to like the 70s. Well, they started going on YouTube, I think, in 2007, right? So we only really been on YouTube since then. You know, but it's been spreading, but everything like that. So, one second. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that little one. This lesson was edifying into the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone that taught us his truth and that we will. And salutation, much love for you. I can push his truth necessary to the four corners of the earth and during the push to the end of the elect. Shalom.